Good morning, everybody. It is time once again for coffee time. Sunday, July 22nd, 2018, here on the Rancho. And Missy Jen, good morning to you. Nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see
looking,
you too.
Looking lovely. The butterflies, and we hope that you are having a wonderful Sunday. I've been kind of AWOL. I put about, 5 or 6 hours into doing video, maybe more than that. Yes,
video editing, yeah.
Maybe about 8 hours. I've got 4 great sections, 3 small ones, and 1 very large one on the fishing. And the bottom line for us, Jen, is catching 50 pounds of salmon was quite an experience for me. And to see the boss nail a 25-pound salmon, likely the biggest fish he ever caught. And it was super productive. Remembering, I actually caught 3, and the way the boat worked was, once you caught your 2, any that you catch in addition to that, because California allows you to keep 2 salmon, if you catch a 3rd one like I do, it's contributed to the boat. And then what happens is there's a lot of people, well, some people didn't, a few people didn't catch any. Most people caught 1. And if you caught like 3, you contribute your 3rd one, so that everybody left that boat with 2 nice salmon. So that was a very fair kind of way to do things. And, you know, it's a decent way so everybody gets the limit when they go home. So, even though I think the captain exaggerated with the price of $25 a pound for wild caught tuna. I've seen it in the stores for $19, $20. I mean, it's expensive as hell. So if the average person is coming home with about 16 to 20 pounds of salmon, and these things were running, 8 pounds on average, so you're going to net out about maybe 6 pounds of meat. Well, that's 12 pounds for 2 fish, and you're coming home with over $200 worth of salmon, and you paid $130 to be on the boat. And if you nail one like the boss did, with the 25 netting out to 20 pounds of meat, you're talking about a market fish that's worth $600 there. So you can see the economics of it work quite well. So, it was very, very fun week. So, Missy Jen, good to see you. I guess the next thing we're kind of looking forward to is we're going to regroup here for this next week, right? And then I think early in August we're off to Reno for a couple nights. Yeah. We've not been to Reno for a couple years since maybe we bought, I'm not sure if it was the time we bought Little Rascal or we went after that, but we used to do the ghetto tours.
Ghetto tours, that's right.
Yeah, so we'll be doing
when we had the entire area was all condemned and bums sleeping in the streets. People dropping
just the kind of stuff Rosie loves.
People climbing off the front porch, dropping their drawers and everything. It was wild last time.
It was wild. So we'll have some fun. I said it's always good to try the Cal Neva. To go back and try the $4.99 prime rib dinner again. And Jen's like, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure I'm going to have that again this time. The first time was tremendous.
First time was great. And the second time was not so.
Well, we try to have the low-enders tour. You know how cheap I am, guys. This week, too, we had the drama with the boss had sent a fishing reel that arrived early in the week and a rod, and I ended up immediately sending them back because of, number one, my pride of having my own fishing gear and feeling that gear would be adequate. And I'm never comfortable. I mean, if you didn't grow up with a lot, you're not always comfortable with people. You learn to be a minimalist in life. You don't buy a lot of things. Right? I mean, AKA you're cheap, right? You just kind of live on the low and live on the cheap, and that's kind of the way I've lived my life. Frugal. Jen calls it cheap. I call it being frugal. So I immediately sent that back because I thought that there was no place for that in my life. This expensive new light to heavy rod and then a beautiful reel. So I sent it back. And then we went fishing, and I knew I had made a grave mistake when I was out on that boat using my old reel with the weight of these fish, plus the weights on, and although the weights are designed to pop off when the fish strikes, a big enough fish, it pulls off the weight automatically. That was like, imagine having a 5-pound bag of sugar on the end of your fishing line and pulling that all day long, and then if you get a fish hooked up once in a while. So my gears were kind of stripping out on my old Penn reel. And I knew after about an hour when my hands started cramping up that I was in, I had made a really stupid mistake. So the boss had already sent two rods actually, and the second one came, and he's picking me out a nice reel. So I was wrong, he was right, and he is a very expert fisherman. Proof of the fact is you'll see a picture of he's holding his 25-pound fish. Just when I went to video him at that moment on deck, you got to remember this ship is pitching like crazy, and you're trying to walk around and take video, which number one is, you're trying to work around people, and then the deckhands are coming around trying to. You have 36 lines in the water, and you can imagine the tangles that occur sometimes when a fish start swimming like crazy, so they try to keep things organized. So I'm doing the video, and I got knocked over just when I was, they were getting ready to boat his fish. I went down on the, went down on the deck, but we got the nice picture of that. We got the nice picture. So I ended up getting three salmon, one of which was donated to the boat, and he got a nice, big fat boy, a hog they call it, and a medium size, one. So so Janet was able to pick up 2 from the boat. She paid for the fishing, even though she doesn't fish. She's entitled to her limit too out there. So it was a great time. So Jen, I'm going to let you, now we've got Diane, our friend Diane. She had also sent us, and I didn't show this one. And Jen, you want to show your? This is about the 3 Ds today: Diane, Dave, and Dave. Well, we already talked about Dave, a.k.a. the boss. Now we're talking about Diane, our friend down in Sherman Oaks down there. She sent. I guess this is to go with the gold bikini. And this is this uses all the different signs of money in the world: the yen, the yuan, the dollar, all the euro. Yeah, and it's like show me the money. I guess it is, and that's cute. And Jen, you gotta.
Yeah, this is a camo hat because I was wearing the camo top a lot on the trip. When we were on the trip, so she decided to send me a camo hat.
Thank you, sweetie.
To match the camo top. So thank you, Diane.
Very sweet of you, Diane. We love you. Thank you very much for that. Pop that over there on that chair. And that's Diane. So we'll backtrack to the other Dave. This is the Dave, a.k.a. the boss. Isn't this weird? We got the 3 Ds today. 2 Daves and a Diane. And he sent this, this is beautiful. This is and Lord, I wish I had that. This is a medium heavy action for 30 to 60 pound line. A nice 70-inch one. So like I said, he's buying me a reel. This is a really nice ugly stick here. I don't know what that's holding up on here. Pull that off there. I guess it's kind of sealed. Pull that off there if you can. This again is brutal. This is really packaged. Anyway, I'm very appreciative. There we go. Thank you, Jen. That's really a beauty. And I really appreciate that. I really do. And this has very nice action. It's not a light medium, but let me tell you, when you're pulling in a 25-pound hog, you really need something with a little bit of meat to it. Exactly. The other thing, my rod was a little thinner, so it kept twisting when I'm trying to crank in a catch. You know, I couldn't get enough of a grip on it. So I'm very appreciative of that. So let's take care of it. Now let's get to. I'll let you tell our last Dave here. Dave the Fisherman.
Dave the Fisherman.
And I was really surprised. Well, Jen, he really made your day.
Yeah, he sure did. He sent both of us these beautiful John Deere hats.
That's nice.
Woo, because nothing runs like a deer.
Yeah. And nothing runs through YouTube like Dave the Fisherman.
And then I got this beautiful 8000 series keychain tractor. And you got this beautiful
Yeah, got a little
lawnmower,
replica lawnmower here. And I just thought, isn't that perfect? Isn't that just perfect, Jen? Just right on the spot. As much as you love John Deere, and
that's right.
Yeah, you really made our day, Dave.
John Deere is one of the two major brands that I do have in my collection. So you hit it right on the nail, right on the head. Bam.
Yep. So we got
thank you so very much.
As always, between now and Dave, thank you and Becca,
and also
both,
to Becca, yes.
for your kindness and being great and a friend to us. We really appreciate. We'll get your back. We're just figuring out.
That's right.
We're figuring out how. So we really appreciate that, and we look forward to you going out fishing and doing some of your fishing vids. Get out there with Soph and get out there on the water and take your camera and let's nail some trout and stuff. There will be other things coming up today. The sections of the fishing will be coming up after this. I hope that you enjoy that very much. Jen and I will be doing some metal detecting and some other stuff over the next couple weeks. Probably pop out to the gun range again. We'll be back to Friday night restaurant reviews and the usual good stuff that we do on the channel. And we're really looking forward to Reno. I'll be doing, with the boss, 4 fishing trips per year. 2 winter, 2 a spring and a summer trip, and then probably out a few times myself midweek to just, test out the equipment and some other stuff and to nail some fish. So Jen, you have, your quality of life with your Akribis infusions. A lot of people have commented. They saw you walking around in some of the videos, especially processing the fish on Friday, and they commented that your walk and your gait seems much improved, and your energy. You want to comment on that for anybody?
Yeah, it definitely has improved a lot. And my endurance is really increased, and still have my off days, but in generally it's really to me what I call the miracle drug. So
yeah, it's pretty amazing. And what this Akribis does is from Genentech, and what is it, 50,000 per infusion?
It's 97,000 per infusion. And
100,000 each time, twice a year.
I talked to my new primary care physician, and the last time I saw her, and she said it will actually try to reanimate the nerves, and so you actually should really push yourself, and that will really help to regain some of the things that you might have lost.
Yeah,
so
this is the first thing that's come along. It's clinically proven to at least slow the progression of primary progressive multiple sclerosis. And I like to think in Jen's case, as I said, when you have a drug, and if you think about the big bell curve of results, on one end you have people that aren't apparently helped at all, And then we get up to the midpoint, the big group of the average that are helped someone. And then way out on the other end, you get people that are helped to an amazing degree by being on something. These are 1 or 2 standard deviations away from that big bell curve peak. And I like to think that Missy Jen is one of those that may be having a result that is far superior to the average person that's on the previous. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. And Jen always keeps a good attitude, which is a good thing too. Yeah, we have our up days and our down days here, but you know what? We keep rolling forward, Jen. That's our motto on the rancho: is we keep moving forward. We're going to wrap up this this coffee time here. Lots for you to look forward to today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll thank Diane, ladies first. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Dave, the boss, for the rod, and I think he has a reel coming for me too, and I'm going to be very grateful for that. Not my usual dumbbell self. And finally, thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave and
Becca, for the wonderful dear things. Extremely thoughtful of you, and we are very, very appreciative. That's coffee time for Sunday. And thanks for being along, everybody.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.